If anyone has ever told you to tone it down or act more serious just to fit in, don't listen to them, it's a trap. True icons don't change their energy to match a boring environment. They walk in, open the door, and force the entire room to adjust to them. Welcome back to the Muse Manual. Today we're talking about a character who completely walked right past that trap, proving this mindset never goes out of style. Elle Woods. With the Prime Video prequel series, Elle, expanding her story, we finally get to see her origin story back in 1995. And whether you look at Lexi Minetree's version of a 16-year-old Elle, or Reese Witherspoon's classic 2001 Harvard era, the lesson is exactly the same. Being too sweet or too feminine isn't a weakness. It is actually a secret power move. Today we're breaking down the exact psychology of Elle Woods and how you can use warmth, style, and a rock-solid sense of self to completely disarm anyone who tries to underestimate you. To understand why Elle's mindset is so strong, we have to look at where it all started. In the prequel series, we find out that Elle didn't grow up in a vacuum. She starts out at her massive 16th birthday party in Bel Air, living a perfect sunny life. But her world gets flipped upside down when her dad, Wyatt, who is a plastic surgeon played by Tom Everett Scott, botches a celebrity nose job. To escape the drama, her parents pull her out of her comfortable bubble and move the entire family to Seattle right in the middle of 1995. If you know anything about that year, it was the absolute peak of that too cool to care era. Elle walks into Rainier West High School, and instead of the bright, colorful style she is used to, she is hit with a total wall of negative too cool to care energy. The students, the jocks, and even the cheerleaders are all wearing oversized dark plaid flannels. For any normal teenager, moving into a new city and looking completely different from everyone else would be a total nightmare. The easiest thing to do would be to camouflage. You buy the flannels, you stop smiling so much, and you try to sound sarcastic just to fit into the social ladder. But Elle completely refuses to play that game. She walks into a rainy Seattle school wearing bright pink, completely unbothered by the stares. When she introduces herself, her actual icebreaker to the class is, "I like iced coffee, the month of July, and when people dress kind of Tennessee, even if they don't play tennis." That right there is the first rule of her psychology, refusing to let where you live change who you are. She doesn't water down who she is to match the gloomy climate around her. She forces the environment to accept exactly who she is. This leads straight into her next major strategy, turning other people's assumptions into her biggest competitive advantage. We see this play out heavily in Legally Blonde when she finally makes it to Harvard. She shows up on campus with a pink furry pen, a sequined outfit, and a tiny dog in her bag, and instantly the elite academic world writes her off. Her ex-boyfriend tells her she isn't serious enough, her professors thinks she's just surface level, and her classmates treat her like a joke. Now, most people in that situation will completely fall apart. They will take that rejection personally, hide their colorful clothes, and spend the rest of their time arguing or trying to prove how smart they are to people who already judge them. But Elle doesn't waste her time begging for approval. Instead, she realizes there is an incredible power in being underestimated. When people think you're just a sweet, hyper-feminine girl with nothing going on upstairs, they drop their guard. They don't see you as a threat, which means they never see you coming. Elle doesn't sit around crying about their opinions. She quietly goes to work. She outstudies, outprepares, and outworks every single person in that room while they are busy laughing at her. By the time they realize she has a brilliant legal mind, she's already won the case. Her sweet attitude isn't weakness. It's a perfect cover that lets her hit her goals with zero outside interference. There is also a massive difference between being a people pleaser and using warm energy as a protective boundary. A lot of people think Elle is a pushover because she's nice to everyone, but her warmth is actually deeply protective. People pleasers change their opinions and shrink themselves just to make other people happy. Elle never shrinks. Look at the famous costume party scene at Harvard. Her classmate Vivian tricks her into wearing a full Playboy bunny costume to a serious party just to embarrass her in front of everyone. When Elle walks in and realizes she's been set up, she doesn't run away crying or get messy and aggressive. She holds her shoulders back, walks right up to her ex-boyfriend and Vivian, and owns the room anyway. By refusing to give them the dramatic, embarrassed reaction they wanted, she completely flips the script. She stays entirely polite, which instantly makes her bullies look small, mean, and deeply insecure. Having a strong self-concept means your inner peace doesn't depend on how toxic or manipulative people around you are acting. You can be genuinely kind and encouraging to people while still keeping your boundaries intact. You don't have to become cold, mean, or distant to show people you aren't to be messed with. Your results and your work ethic set the standard, not a fake tough attitude. The final piece of Elle's strategy is refusing to let traditional spaces define what makes your unique life experiences valuable. During the high-profile Brooke Taylor-Windham trial, the seasoned lawyers are trying to win using dry, rigid legal textbooks. But Elle wins the entire case because she understands the specific chemical rules of hair care and perm maintenance. The elite men in that courtroom thought her interests were shallow and totally useless. But that exact knowledge was the key to uncovering the truth. Elle proves that your background, your random passions, and things that make you different are not weaknesses. They are your ultimate secret weapon. When you trust your own perspective instead of trying to act like a copy of everyone else, you bring ideas to the table that people who just try to blend in can never think of. Stop letting people who live in black and white worlds tell you that your colorful life has no real value. Real confidence isn't about changing who you are to blend into a room. It's about knowing that the room is lucky to have you in it. Whether you're dealing with a school full of kids with that too cool to care attitude back in the 90s, or walking into an intimidated corporate boardroom today, your style and your warmth are your actual superpowers. Stop muting your shine just to make people who are insecure feel safe. Stop watering down who you are or apologizing for the things you love. Keep your head up, stand completely on your business, and let your execution show everyone exactly who you are. Remember to be the muse of your own life, and I'll see you in the next video.